What is the Swagger? Swagger is a third-party library which is used to generate documentation for our REST API. And Swagger UI is available. By using Swagger UI, we can test our REST API also. By using Postman also, we can test the REST API, and by using Swagger UI also, we can test the REST API. Now, I have deployed my provider application. I have deployed my provider application in AWS Cloud Platform. For that provider, now I want to develop a consumer. For that provider, I want to develop a consumer. How many ways we can develop consumer in the Spring Boot? So to develop the consumer, we have 3 ways, guys. One is called REST template. Second one is called web client. Third one is called PN client. Okay. So now, in order to develop the consumer, we need to know provider details. In order to develop the consumer, we need to know provider details, right? How we can get the provider details? By using Swagger documentation. Okay. So here I'm able to access Swagger documentation of the provider. One is post request method. Here operations are available. One is post request method and another one is get request method. And for the post request method, what is the input? They are telling what is the input for the post request method and what is the output of the post request method. And we are having get request method. What is the input for the get request method? What is the output of the get request method? We can see in the documentation. With this documentation, we need to develop our consumer application. Our consumer application will look like this. So in the consumer application, UI will be available to capture the data from the user. That data will come to controller. Controller will give the data to service. Service will talk to AWS Cloud API. So I want to develop this consumer application now. Okay. So what are the steps that we need to create? Steps to develop Make My Trip application. Steps to develop Make My Trip application. So Make My Trip application, I'm calling as consumer application. We can call it as a client application or we can call it as a consumer application. So what is the logic that we need to write in the Make My Trip application? First step, create Spring Boot application with below dependencies. Create Spring Boot application with below dependencies. First one is web starter and I will go for Timeleap starter. UI development I'm going to do by using Timeleap starter. Timeleap starter and next one Lombok dependency and DevTools. That's it. Right. Why Swagger? Swagger will be added by provider, not the consumer. Consumer will see the Swagger, will develop the client, right? So create the Spring Boot application with below dependencies. One is web starter. Second one is Timeleap starter. Third one is Lombok and fourth one is DevTools. Now once this project got created, the second step, create request and response binding classes. Okay. So to represent input data, to represent output data, we need to create request and response binding classes. Create request and response binding classes. Then after that, we need to create service class, with required methods. Okay, here in the service class, we will have integration logic. What is the meaning of integration? How one application will communicate with the another application, that is called integration. So where we are going to write create a service class with integration logic. Create service class with the integration logic. What is the meaning of integration? How one application will communicate with the another application, that will be part of our integration. Then after this, create controller with required methods. Create controller with required methods. How many methods I need? One method, get method, load form form. Second method, post request method, book ticket. Okay, book ticket. Another method, get ticket. Okay, so total 3 methods I'm going to write here. One method is used to load the form, which is used to book the ticket. Okay, so one method is one method is only responsible to load the form. In that form, user will enter the data, will click on the button. Then there will be a post request method which is used to book the ticket by communicating with the IRCTC. And here we are having get ticket method. What is the purpose of get ticket method? Which is used to get the ticket based on the ticket number. So load get ticket. Load the get ticket. I mean get ticket method will be available, which is responsible to get the ticket data based on the ticket number. Perfect. So once it is done, then create view pages. Create view pages, HTML pages we need to create. Then run the application. Run the application. So in this process, we know all the things, only this is new for us. How to create logic to communicate from one application to another application. How many ways we can establish that communication? 3 ways. One is by using REST template. Second one is by using web client. Third one is by using PN client. All right. See the steps now. Steps to develop make my trip application. Here, make my trip application, I'm considering as a consumer application. It will communicate with the IRCTC application. Create the project with these dependencies: web starter, time-leap starter, Lombok, and DevTools. Once the project is created, the next step is create request and response binding classes. So the classes which are responsible to hold request data and response data. Service class with the integration logic, how one application will communicate with the another application. Controller methods to handle the request and response. View pages, presentation logic. Finally, run the application. All right, let's start. File, new, starter project. I'm taking this project as 28 make my trip application. Make my trip application, click on next, time-leap, DevTools, Lombok, and web starter. So DevTools, Lombok, time-leap, and web starter. Whenever you select web starter, in that web starter, REST template class also will be available. You no need to add any separate dependency to work with the REST template. It is part of web starter. Okay, go for next, click on finish. Yes. So with this, our first step got completed, our project got created. Then go for request and response binding classes. Okay. Now close unrelated projects. Go here, check the pom.xml, time-leap, web, DevTools, Lombok. That's it. Now let me create request and response binding classes. Already we created request and response classes in the IRCTC. Can I reuse the same classes here also? Yes, I can reuse the same classes. Okay. So this is my passenger class, which is using for representing request data. And I am having ticket class that is used for response. That means whatever the classes are available in the provider for binding, same classes I'm creating at the consumer also for the binding. So binding classes will be available at the provider side as well as at the consumer side also. My binding classes are available. Now what next? Create service class with the integration logic. You can create a service interface and you can implement that. That also you can do. Now let me create service interface. New interface. So this is make my trip service. Make my trip service. Keep in the service package. Make my trip service is available. What are the methods we need, guys? 2 methods we need. One is for booking the ticket. Another one is for getting the ticket. Let me go here. Public ticket, then book ticket. To book the ticket, what is required? Passenger data is required. Okay. Right, good. One method is available. This method is taking passenger object as a parameter, and that method is returning ticket object as a return type. All right. Then public, another method, get ticket by number. So based on the ticket number, I want to retrieve the ticket. So these are two business methods I am writing. One is book the ticket, another one is get the ticket. Book ticket method is taking passenger object as a parameter, returning ticket object as a return type. Get a ticket by number, it is taking ticket number as a parameter and it is returning ticket object as a output. Perfect. Now next one, we need to implement that interface. This is the most important topic for today. Writing the implementation logic with the integration. How Make My Trip will communicate with the IRCTC. Observe carefully. I'm going to take one class, Make My Trip Service IMPL. Make My Trip Service IMPL class. It is going to implement Make My Trip Service. Select that interface, click on Finish. Okay. So this class got created, Make My Trip Service IMPL. It is implementing Make My Trip Service. Now, I want to represent this as a service class. For that, we are going for @service annotation. What is the purpose of @service annotation? Come on. It is used to represent Java class as a Spring Bean. Okay. Now, first of all, what are the URLs of the API? Okay. So I want to access IRCTC API from my service. Okay. In the IRCTC, there are two endpoints available, two operations available. One is post operation, another one is get operation. For the post operation, URL pattern is /ticket, and for get operation, URL pattern ticket number. Right? Now, I need to prepare these URLs now. Let me take this IP address. Take the IP address. Let me take it as private, static, private, or anything. Private, string. I'm going to specify book ticket URL. Okay. Now, this is the URL pattern. The end, it is having ticket. Okay. This is the URL of IRCTC API. That URL is used to book the ticket. This URL is mapped to post request method. Where is my API? In the AWS cloud, not in the local. So to access that cloud application, we need to use this URL. You guys also can access the same URL. It is running in the cloud. I will not delete that till tomorrow. Okay. So that application is running in the cloud. You can access that. This is for ticket booking. Next one, I have here another operation, private string. This is get ticket URL. URL pattern is /ticket. Then after, what it is expecting? Ticket number it is expecting. So can I say ticket number is a path parameter now? Can I say ticket number is a path parameter? Yes, guys. So here we are having URL for booking the ticket and we are having URL for getting the ticket. Are you guys able to follow me? Perfect. Now let me write the actual logic. Concentrate carefully, guys. This is client development, which is used to communicate with the API. Client is going to communicate with the API. For that, I'm going to use REST template. REST template is a predefined class available in the Spring Web MVC. Okay. Let me create that object for REST template, predefined class. REST template RT is equal to new REST template. That's it. REST template RT is equal to new REST template. What is the purpose of this REST template? Come on, guys. REST template RT is equal to new REST template. This class is responsible to send HTTP request to the given URL. Now, I want to send a post request to this URL. How I will know that I need to send a post request? That's where Swagger will come to the picture. If you want to do the ticket booking, then you need to send a post request to this URL pattern. If you want to get the ticket, then you need to send a get request with the URL pattern. Are you clear? Good. Now here, book a ticket and get a ticket. Okay. REST template RT is equal to new REST template. RT dot post for entity. What is that? RT dot post for entity. Now, I'm going to send the request by using post for entity method. Post for entity method represents that we want to send a post request. RT dot post for entity, it is used to send post request. It is used to send post request. Okay. Let me check this method. RT dot post for entity. RT dot post for entity. So here URL, request object, response type. So there are 3 parameters available for this method, guys. First parameter will represent what is the URL that you want to access. What is the URL that you want to access? Second parameter, what is the data you want to send in the body? Okay, what data we want to send in the body? Passenger data. Now let us take that passenger. Let us pass the passenger. When I pass passenger object, that passenger object data will be converted to JSON. That JSON will go to the REST API. So provider side also conversion will happen automatically. Consumer side also conversion will happen automatically. Post for entity, book ticket URL is available, and I'm taking passenger object as a request body data. Now server will give the response. What is the response we are getting from post request method? What is the response we are getting from post request method? Ticket object. Okay, we are getting the ticket. It is taking passenger data as a input. It is giving ticket data as a output. I want to store whatever the output is given by the REST API. I want to store that output into ticket object class. Okay, I'm taking 3 parameters. First parameter will represent the URL. Second parameter will represent data that we need to send in the request body. Third parameter will represent response type. That means after receiving the response from the API, how you want to represent that response? I want to represent that response by using ticket class object. I want to represent that response by using ticket class object. Got it? Now let me store that into a variable that is called ticket variable. Okay. Now let me return that ticket object. RT dot post for entity. Convert from response entity. Okay. Directly it is not giving the ticket object, guys. It will give ticket object in the form of response entity. Store that into a variable. Store that into a variable. Now I got response entity. Okay. Once we got that response entity, now I will take response entity dot get body. That will give me ticket object, right? Now I'm returning that ticket object. So with this, we can send post request to the REST API from our Make My Trip application. Make My Trip application will take passenger data from the UI and it will go to controller. From controller, it will go to service method. What service method is doing? Creating the object for REST template class. REST template RT is equal to new REST template. Then RT dot post for entity. In the post for entity method, I'm passing 3 parameters. One is URL. That means you want to send post request for which URL. You want to send post request for which URL that we are going to specify. And what is the data that you want to send in the body, right? That we are going to represent by using passenger object. What is the response type? So IRCTC will send ticket data in the JSON format. I want to convert the JSON data to Java object. I no need to do that. REST template will take care of that. It will store that ticket JSON in the ticket object and it will return that ticket object for me. It will return ticket object for me, returning the ticket here. Then we are having get to ticket by number. What is the meaning of this? I will give ticket number as an input. You give me the ticket data. For that, I'm going to send get request for the REST API. So here also, I'm going to create object REST template RT is equal to new REST template. REST template RT is equal to new REST template. Then let me go for RT dot. Here I will go for which method? Post for entity or get for entity? Here I'm going for RT dot get for entity. In the get for entity, I will pass 3 parameters. One is get ticket URL. First one is the URL. Now let me check it. Get for entity. What is that? URL, comma, response type, comma, variables. Okay. So get ticket URL response. What response I'm getting from this get request method, guys? What response I'm getting from the get request? Response type, response class, ticket class. So what I will do? Here I will specify ticket dot class. And this URL is expecting path parameter. It is not the hard-coded value. That is a dynamic value. So that URL is having path parameter. Give that value as a third parameter. It will go as a path parameter. Are you guys clear? Now my URL is available. Ticket/ticket number. Ticket number is a path variable. How to set the data for the path variable? Passing it as a third parameter. If you have 2 path parameters, then you will set it as a 4th parameter also. If you have 3 path parameters, 3 parameters you have to supply. In my URL, 1 path parameter is available. So I'm passing 1 parameter as a third parameter. Now I'm going to get response entity. I'm getting response entity. Then next one. Then what's the next step that I need to do? The next step is response entity dot get body. That is going to give me ticket object. That is going to give me ticket object. That ticket object I will return. Got it? So with this, I'm able to write integration logic to communicate from one application to another application. So this method contains the logic to send post request with the passenger data and get the ticket data. This method contains the logic to send a get request with the ticket number and get the ticket object. So REST template dot post for entity, REST template dot get for entity. What is the purpose of post for entity method? What is the purpose of post for entity method? To send a post request with the body to the given URL. What is the purpose of get for entity? Send a get request to the given URL. Earlier, we have sent post request, get request from postman to test the API. So whenever client is not available, to test the API, we send the request from the postman, post request and get request. Now who is sending that post request and get request? My Java program will send that. The Java program which is sending get request and post request to the API is called as a client program. Earlier, postman sent the request. Now my Java program will send the request. If you see the diagram, where is the logic to send the request? Service class. What logic available? Integration logic is available. What is the meaning of integration logic? What is the meaning of integration logic? one application will communicate with the another application. One application is going to communicate with the another application. Here I am using REST template. Guys, all of you observe this. This is the URL for booking the ticket. This is the URL for getting the ticket. Who will provide these URLs for us? Swagger documentation will provide. So now to send a request for booking the ticket, REST template object I created. Then I'm using post for entity. What are these three parameters will represent, guys? What are these three parameters will represent? Book ticket URL, passenger, and ticket dot class. Book ticket URL, passenger, and ticket dot class. Okay, fine. Here I'm using get for entity. What is the meaning of get for entity? Get a ticket URL, ticket dot class, ticket number is available. Are you guys clear with my point? Yes, good. Now let me create controller. Let me create a controller. New class. I'm creating make my trip controller. Controller or REST controller? Why REST controller, man? From the UI request is coming now. Why REST controller? We are developing provider or we are developing consumer? Where the REST controller will be available? Provider. Provider already available, right? What we are going to do now? Consumer. There is a UI page. From the UI, I need to get the data. So to get the data from the UI, controller or REST controller? Controller. I need to create the controller class now. Okay. How to represent this class as a controller? By using @controller. Okay. How many methods I need now? Load the form, book ticket, load the form, and booking the ticket and getting the ticket. Okay. Now let me go here. Public string load form. When the form is loading, I will send form binding object. How to send the form binding object? Come on. Model dot add attribute key comma. What is the key? Passenger. That is new passenger object. Passenger and new passenger object. Passenger and new passenger. Finally, I'm going to return index. Okay. Let me map it for get method, get mapping slash. What is the purpose of this method? It is just loading one web page that is called index page. What will be there in the index page? Form to capture passenger data and a button to submit the form. So let me create that form by using time leaf. Go to templates, right click on that, new, other HTML, other HTML file. Click on next. In the templates, I will create a file index.html. Now finish. Now let's go here and let's create a form by using time leaf. XML ns:/th www.timeleaf.org. Okay, let's create the form by using form tag. Form tag. For the form tag, I'm going to specify th:\action, th:\object, and method. th:\action, th:\object, and we are going to specify method. That is post request. Action object. What is the object I'm sending? I'm sending the object as passenger. Okay. Let me specify form binding object. Let me specify form binding object. th:\action. Okay. Now slash ticket. That is book ticket. Let me give the URL pattern as book ticket. Now let me write the form here. Let me take a table. Inside the table, I will take a tr. Inside that td to display the table data. TD. First one, passenger name I want to take. So let me take this as input type is equal to text. Input type is equal to text. TH colon field is equal to star of that variable name, whatever it is. Variable name, whatever it is. All are text fields only. Let me repeat this. Name. What are the variables I need? Name, from, to, date of journey and train number. Total 5 variables available. So I need 5 text fields. 3, 4 and 5. So name, this one is from, TH field name, TH field from, and to address, TH field to address, and it is date of journey, TH field DOJ, and next one is train number. Okay, let me take this variable as a train number. That's it. And I need one button. Okay, so let me write logic to get the button. Now, input type is equal to submit. Value is equal to book ticket. Input type is equal to submit. Then let's go for value is equal to submit. Input type is equal to submit. Value is equal to submit. Okay, guys. Fine. Good. Perfect. With this form is ready. In this controller, is there any method to handle that? In this controller, is there any method to handle that? There is no method to handle that. Let me write one method, public string book ticket. What it will expect? Passenger data, which will come from the form, that is passenger data. So that passenger data will come from the form. So I can take it as a modal attribute. Modal attribute of passenger. Perfect. Let me map it to the post request. Let me go for post mapping, then / book -ticket. Book -ticket. Okay. Perfect. Forget about that service logic. First of all, let us see, are we able to capture that form data or not? Are we able to capture the form data or not? System.out.println. Let me print that passenger data. Let me print that passenger data. Fine. Make my trip controller is available. I'm representing this class as a controller by using @controller. There is a method post mapping book ticket. It is taking the passenger data. After this, what I need to do? I need to call our service layer. I need to call our service layer. What that service layer will give me? Ticket object it is going to give me. Public string book ticket passenger data system.out.println. I'm printing the passenger data. Service layer logic I will call later. First I want to see form data coming to the controller or not. Okay, let me run my project. Close unrelated projects, refresh it, right click, run as boot application. Right click, run as boot application. Click on this, clear the console. Go to browser, localhost :8080. Okay, form is loaded. Now let me keep it here. H2 book ticket here. Some message. Right, book ticket here. The form is loaded. Enter some details. From address, some HYD, to address, Pune, date of journey, some value, train number, some value. Okay? Click on submit. Currently, any logic available in the controller? Logic not available in the controller. Logic not available in the controller. Just submit. Okay. Am I able to capture passenger data? Yes, I'm able to get the passenger data. So now my service logic is already available. Just I need to call my service logic. Just I need to call my service logic. Let me inject my service here. Private, make my trip service. Private, make my trip service at the rate service. At the rate service. Sorry. At the rate auto void. Now service object is available. Let me call service method. Service dot book ticket. I'm passing passenger data. What it will return me? That will return me ticket object. Okay. Now I will specify model dot add attribute. Model dot add attribute. Key I will keep key and value. Whatever the ticket I'm getting, I want to add that in the model attribute. Model dot add attribute of key comma value. Key is a ticket, value is also ticket. Key is a ticket, value is also ticket. So whatever the data I'm getting from the form, I'm giving to service layer method. Service layer method is using response entity. It is making a call post for entity. Ticket object is coming. The ticket object I stored into model attribute. I'm returning index. I'm returning index. Perfect. Now let me go to index.html. Here, after ticket booking got completed, whatever the response I'm getting, I want to print that response. I want to print that response. So now I will specify here the object is coming. The object is coming as a response. That is the ticket. In the ticket, that value will be available. Your ticket booked successfully. Whatever the message you want, you can display that. Now I will specify p th colon text is equal to th colon text is equal to dollar of ticket dot that ticket number. Ticket dot ticket number will be available. Okay, so it will print your ticket booked. Your ticket booked successfully. Your ticket booked successfully, or else I can do one thing. In the controller, instead of sending the completed ticket, I will specify only ticket number. So now ticket number, or else let me do one thing. Model dot add attribute. I will give you a message. So the message is your ticket booked with a ID. Your ticket booked with the ID, ticket dot get ticket number. Ticket dot get ticket number. I want to display only this message as a response. Go to index.html. Now let me print that message here. P th colon text is equal to dollar of message. Ph colon text is equal to dollar of message. Perfect. So now controller is available. Form data will come. Let me start my project in the debug mode. Let's understand what is happening. Run the application in the debug mode. I'm keeping a breakpoint in the controller. Localhost colon 8080. Page loaded. Okay. Enter the details from to address, date of journey, train number, something. Click on submit. Yes, breakpoint is available. Form got submitted. Request came to controller method. My form is submitted. Request came to controller method. Now, controller method captured passenger data. I got the passenger data as an input. Go inside that method. In that method, we are having REST template. What is the REST template? Come on, guys. What is REST template? REST template means a class which is used to send HTTP request from one application to another application. F6. Post for entity. What is the meaning of post for entity? Sending post request. URL available, request data, response type. When this line is executed, request will go from our application to IRCTC application. Where is that IRCTC application? In the cloud, right? F6. It is taking time. It is taking time. Done. Now I got the ticket. Can you see? Ticket got or not? Ticket number is equal to 6. Status is confirmed. Cost is 550. Name, from, to, date of journey and train number. Who is giving the ticket response? IRCTC API. F6. Model.add attribute. Keep the message in the model attribute. Display. Now your ticket booked with ID 6. Got it? So we are able to capture the data from the form. We are able to send a request to the IRCTC API by giving passenger data as a input. It has given ticket data as a output. Are you guys clear? Next one, I want to implement one more logic here. Let me write one hyperlink here. Ahref is equal to view ticket. Ahref is equal to some value, that is ticket, and I will specify view ticket. What is the meaning of that view ticket? Whenever you click on this, it will go to another page where search field will be available to take the ticket number. When you click on that, ticket data will come as a response. Now view ticket method, view ticket URL will be available. Go here, view ticket URL is available. When I click on that URL, what will happen? It will go to another page, right? Let me create one controller class method in the controller, just a ticket method. Public string get ticket form. It is just one empty form, guys, right? Return ticket form. Simple. I'm going to take ticket page, ticket form, bind it to get mapping. Let me take get mapping with a /ticket. In that form, what will be available? One search field will be available. When you click on the button with that ID, we need to get the ticket and we need to display that ticket. So it will return a ticket form. Let me create a ticket form, and in that I'm going to write one more method, public string get ticket. Okay, this method is expecting ticket number as a parameter. So let me take the ticket number as a parameter, integer ticket number. What I'm expecting? Integer ticket number I'm expecting. Integer ticket number. That ticket number I will get in the request parameter. Get that ticket number in the request parameter. Then service dot get ticket by number. Whatever the ticket number is available, I am passing. What it is returning? It is returning ticket object. That ticket object I will send it to my UI by using model object. Then let me go for model dot add attribute key comma value. So key is a ticket object. Okay, value is ticket by number. Perfect. I will return same page. I will return the same page. This is ticket form page. Got it? Let me bind this method to another URL pattern. Get mapping. Let me go here. Get ticket. Ticket, I want to get it. So earlier we have a method to load the form. When you click on the button, post request will be executed to take the form data and book the ticket. Now, whenever you click on the hyperlink, it will go to second page. In that page, we need to create one text field and a button. When you enter the data and click on that button, we will get the ticket response. So the ticket response I'm getting from this method, it is sending ticket object back to the UI. So let me create another template file, ticketform.html. New other file, that is HTML file. The file name is ticketform.html. I just need one text box. Let me go for form th:, action, and th colon object required or not required? Not required. Just form th colon action, and I will specify input type is equal to text, name is equal to some ticket number. That's it. This is my text field. Enter ticket number. Enter ticket number. One search field I am writing. So here the method URL pattern is get ticket. This is the path parameter will go to the form. I'm going to take this as ticket number. Perfect. Ticket form.html, and I need a button. Input type is equal to submit. Input type is equal to submit. Value is equal to get ticket. Value is equal to get ticket. Now button is available. th colon action. I need to specify get a ticket like this. th colon form colon th action means here I need to specify XML ns colon th is equal to www.timeleaf.org. Perfect. Once I get the ticket data, I want to print that ticket in the browser. How to get the ticket in the browser? Now I will specify ticket. I will specify that as a name. th colon text is equal to $of ticket dot name. Right? So similarly, I need to print from address to address, date of journey, ticket status, ticket cost, all the remaining details, whatever you want. Name, from, ticket dot from, and to address, ticket dot to address, and this is date of journey, ticket dot date of journey, and this is status, ticket status. I need go to the ticket class. Status is the variable name, and I want to get the cost also. For that the variable is ticket cost. Let me take that cost and print that cost here. Right. So there is a simple form available. That form contains one text field like this. That form contains a text field. When you enter some data and click on that button, request will go to our controller method. Controller will capture that data from the query parameter, will give to service layer method. Service layer method will give the ticket object. The ticket object I'm sending to the UI, and I'm printing that data in the UI page. Got it? Fine. So let me run this application now. Clear the console, refresh, debug as boot application. Localhost colon 8080, view ticket, it failed. Line number 17. Okay. Yeah, I got it. The problem is, first time when this method is called, binding object available or not? Not available. But what I am trying to do, I'm trying to access the ticket, which is not available. I will send one empty object. When the first time form is loading, ticket object is not available, but we are trying to access that ticket. That's why it is failing, right? Terminate. Run this. The reason is, below we are trying to access the ticket object. When the first time this method is called, that was not available. That's why it is failing. Clear the console. Now go back, refresh our application, go to view ticket. Now ticket number and name from to status cost, nothing is available. Nothing is available there. Let me keep the HR here. Yeah, refresh this. Okay, here let me give a message H2 get ticket info. Get the ticket info, refresh. Okay, so enter ticket number. Last time I booked a ticket, I got the number as a 6. Let me give the number 6, click on get ticket. So when I click on get ticket, am I able to get the data? Am I able to get the data? Yes, I'm able to get the data. Name is coming, paragraph, going to the next line, from address to address, date of journey, status, and cost. Right. So enter the number as a 6, click on get ticket. Name I am getting from HYD to Pune. Status journey. Somebody booked the ticket number with 5. Get ticket. Somebody has given these values and their ticket got confirmed, something like this. Okay. Whatever the ticket number you provide, for the ticket number, it is giving the data. All right. So our application is working. So if you enter the ticket number as 1, click on get ticket. Name is Karthik from Pune to HYD. Date of journey, status confirmed, cost 550, something like that. So now, if you go back to this method, here enter the details. I'm giving as a John from Delhi to Pune. Date of journey 25th July 2023. Train number 9876. Something like this. Click on submit. What happened? Your ticket booked with the ID 7. Now go to view ticket. Enter the number 7. Click on get ticket. John, Delhi to Pune, 25th July, confirm, status 550. Who is maintaining the ticket details, guys? Am I maintaining the ticket details or IRCTC maintaining? IRCTC maintaining. Now, are we able to communicate from one application to another application? Yes or no? I developed Make My Trip application that is running in my local system. So when I run that application, UI page is coming. In that UI, I will enter the data. I will click on the submit button. Then what will happen? From the UI, user will give the data in the UI. From the UI, it is going to controller. From controller, it is going to service. From service, it is talking to IRCTC by using REST template. Now, see the logic here. Service IMPL. These 3 lines of code we are writing, guys. That's it. With these 3 lines of code, we are able to communicate from one application to another application. One minute, sir. Yes. Why you need REST controller? No, not required. First of all, to communicate from one application to another application, at the consumer side, this logic is important. That's it. Your controller, no need to be REST control. It is a normal controller. Why? Because UI is available. It will take, if you use model and view object request body annotation, we can use, you can capture the data. Then anything, whatever, you need to capture the data, store into object. That's it. No, not required. Got it, guys? How to develop consumer application? So today I want you people to practice this consumer application with a REST template. In the next session, I will explain how to implement that by using web client. Web client is the most important part. Okay? Good. Any questions, online people? Any questions, anyone?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Tell me.
Good evening, sir. Sir, when REST template, at the REST template, sir, if we get a list of objects, sir, as a response, then the
You
same
can send that
way.
list and you can print that list of objects on the in the view page, right?
No. I said like IRCTC application that is on server that give response in the form of list of objects.
It can give, no problem.
So in that case, the REST templates are we are specifying only the class or anything else.
No, here that time you need to specify list.class. List
Okay,
you
sir.
need to specify.
Okay, and one more thing, sir. At get method, sir, when we call get for object, sir, here we are using request param. If you are using request param, sir, so same way we can give the
No, if you
request.
want to send the request param, third parameter will be map in the form of key and value. You need to create a map object. In that
Okay,
map,
sir.
you need to set your key and value. You need to pass that map as a third parameter.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
One doubt, sir, like
Yes.
we are here communicating with two different applications, right? So
Correct.
course dependency will be automatically handled by Spring Boot, or it will be like we are not handling anyway, right?
No, it will be taken care by Spring Boot.
Okay, so in that case, like if it is not timely, it is kind of a Angular or a React application. In that case, we need to handle it separately, right?
If it is Angular, then we don't need to create the controller. From the Angular directly, we can send the request to this URL.
Okay, no, that only from Angular only we can send the request URL, but there we need to means do that course, means allow course
Yes,
origin
that
start.
we need to configure. In the
We
API
need to
side, we need to
configure the
configure
data.
that. Correct.
Okay, okay, but as it is, we are doing inside Java only everything, so we are not handling.
Right.
And from a consumer to provider, we no need to handle. If both are in Spring Boot, that means Spring REST communication is happening, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, now both are Java applications. IRCT also Java application. Make My Trip also Java application. But how they are communicating? Exchanging with the JSON data. Make My Trip is giving JSON data to IRCTC, passenger data. IRCTC giving ticket data as a JSON to the Make My Trip. Who is converting that Java to JSON? Are we doing or Spring Boot is doing? Spring Boot is going to do that. Now, so this is my client logic, guys. I'm giving the service layer method where I have implemented REST template logic. I want you people to practice client development by using this REST template. So in the next session, we are going to discuss web client concept. How to develop the client by using web client. Okay? Thank you, guys. With this, I'm stopping for now.
Hello, sir. Ashok, sir. Sir, I have small doubt, sir.
That also you can do. Within the
Hi,
same
sir.
computer you can run, but port number should be different. Yeah. Yes, sir. Tell me.
Hi, sir. Suppose, sir, actually, we are suppose one application to another application, we are using the REST template. So REST template, actually, it is based upon, it is actually inbuilt in the Spring MVC, right, sir?
Correct.
So, okay, sir, if with the no need to add the dependency. So
No.
if I say connect actually one app, suppose there actually multiple applications are there. So we are actually connecting one application to another application. So
If you
I
want to communicate with another application, also same process, na?
okay, but sir, you have to implement that you have to give the URL, right, sir?
That application URL you need to give there.
Okay, then
Here I'm giving IRCT's URL. With which application you want to communicate, that application URL we have to give here. Got it?
okay, okay,
Yep.
this, okay, yes, sir. Then that means it is actually like it is actually overcome the monolithic application, right, sir?
Correct.
It is for Microservices. Sorry.
Correct. Fine, guys. Good. Thank you.
Okay.